one of my favorite people in the world. Anytime I run into this guy, whether it's a coffee shop or a comedy club, I get very, very excited. I turn into like a little kid, like, Jay's here. He's one of the, a very, very, very funny comedian, a sometimes current, sometimes former wrestler. He's the man, the myth, the legend, Jay Washington. Thanks for being here, my man.
Thank you. So the only reason it's like current, former is slash and slash because I'm dealing with this car accident I was in July, last July. And so I can't, as much as I want to get back in the ring right now, last thing I need is a video going viral and the insurance company be like,
oh, yeah, there you go, yeah.
But, like, I'm in pain now. Like, I got to have spinal surgery. It's not a bad one. It's a little minimally invasive thing.
Couldn't you just tell them, wrestling's not real? That's fake.
I could. But
then they go, I've heard that.
I've heard that. Stupid. But then they're like, here's all these videos.
They'll look for any excuse.
They'll be like, look at Mick Foley.
Yeah,
they'll be pulling up people. And it's like, all right.
State Farm kids. Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know. I didn't know the history. I mean, I just did a comedy show the other night. You're a wrestler, obviously.
He also wrestles.
I know you like to wrestle, but you do wrestle.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
He's like Big E, like when is he gonna come back? When is he gonna come back?
Thank you.
And then,
love you, E.
yeah,
it's a lot of people always keep asking though. Seriously, like they're like, yo, when is your next match? And I'm like, as of now, I don't know. I don't feel like I'm officially retired, and it's weird even saying that phrase when you're not in the like in WWE.
Course. Yeah.
But it's not like I'm officially done. But it's just once all this legal stuff is out the way, then I will get back in the, I'll train a little bit in the ring and see how my body feels. If I can do, I think I can do a couple of the rolls and the bumps because I never really did much.
Pro wrestling, by the way, for any of our listeners who don't know, it is predetermined, it is choreographed, it is kind of mapped out loosely, but it is hard on the body.
Yes, it is.
Very, very, very hard on the body. And when you're chasing your dreams as a comedian and you bomb over and over, it's okay. It's just chalk it up to experience. Whereas as a wrestler, when you're going through what would be considered like the open mic ranks, it's just taxing your body so much. And so much so because you're also wrestling with other guys who are a little green, especially in the beginning. So they're maybe not doing everything right, or maybe you're not doing all the things exactly as you should, or you're taking shortcuts, or you're taking bigger bumps, which is just a term for like spots in a match, where you slam your body down. You might be taking more extreme ones to get more attention so that people will book you or like you or want you or get a pop in the audience. So it's just so crazy hard on your body.
On the independent wrestling scene, which is the open mic thing for comics, you are doing crazy stuff.
Yeah.
And now more than even when I started, people are doing it because now you can go viral like that.
Oh yeah, get a video.
You get a video go viral, so everybody now is like, oh, we're gonna do this, blah 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 blah. And then this one should go viral, and hopefully somebody will see it. And it's not always the best received when it goes viral.
Yeah.
So, but the same thing with viral comedy clips. You see some people like, I'm gonna put this clip up, it's gonna be great. And it's like, well, who told you that?
Yeah, Natalie Cuomo or whatever, just losing her mind, yelling at an audience member with no punchlines. There's no reason that should have had 20 billion views.
Yeah, and post it.
And now we're just encouraging it. And then girls are like, yeah, good, I love it. He's like, what? She didn't even tell a joke.
No.
I felt some sort, I was like, let me shut up. That's what I said when I saw it. I said, let me shut up. Because I just was like, I don't see, okay, we all, as comics, we dealt with hecklers. It is what it is.
Yeah.
It's part of the game.
Right.
But we're not, unless we got a funny comeback, we're not going to have a crash out and post it.
And post the crash out is crazy.
That was the thing. And like, I know there are going to be people like, well, she should be standing up for something. Like, as a comedian, yes, absolutely. But where was the joke behind?
Also, what do you mean stand up for herself? She engaged with the guy, and the guy goes, I don't think you're funny. Then was like, and she's like, but you were texting. He's like, yeah, I was texting that you're not funny. And then she goes, she read the text that he was just going, yeah, I don't like her. She's not funny.
And there are going to be people who be like, well, why did they go to the comedy show? And I think a lot of people forget, people go to comedy shows not knowing who's on the lineup.
Right.
Especially at clubs. Everybody goes to the club not always going to see the headliner. You know what I'm saying?
It's also their right to hate what was up there. Like, it's like, I totally get it. He goes, he probably expected, I don't know, stand-up comedy, not just a girl. Because, like, here's the thing. I believe everyone is kind of funny. Like, in my life, like, I have so many friends who are funny, but they couldn't be comedians. And how many times have you heard people go, oh, I'm more of a funny, like at work, like when I'm talking, I'm really good at like in the moment. And you're like, yeah, that's called wit. A lot of people have different levels of that. So that's what now, like people like Natalie Coleman, they go, I must be hilarious because they'll say a thing and then I'll give, but it's like, it's not funny. It's definitely not stand-up comedy. They'll go, what town are you from? And you go, I'm from whatever town. You go, sorry about that.
But you know what?
Like anyone can do that.
And that's the thing. I saw a clip of Gary Goldman, legendary comedian, and the first thing he said is, hey, you don't have to worry about me asking where you're from.
Right.
Because now there are a lot of comedians pushing back on this Crowdwork clip thing because you got comedians that are just fishing for it. Mm-hmm. And I think, it's become, social media is to blame for it. We allow social media to be this vehicle where you do something mundane and it gets hella notoriety.
Yeah.
And not only do you get the notoriety, the way the industry works now, you get this notoriety, your numbers shoot up, the industry is like, people are going to come see you. So now they're brought into it, and now they're making these people headliners and pushing them out on the road.
Which sucks. That's why comedy's so watered down.
Pushing them on the road and putting them in clubs. And then the clubs and the business and the venues, which I always say this. As somebody with a business degree, I understand this first and foremost. It's about putting asses in seats. I get it. And I also get at a comedy club, most of them are just liquor distributors where comedy is an entertainment.
Of course.
That's it.
But I'm just pushing back and criticizing how stupid it is.
I agree. That's what I'm saying. That's what
you did some racist, hacky bullshit for 60 seconds before a cat meowed on Kill Tony, and now all of a sudden you're the most famous comic in America? Fuck off. I don't give a shit if TikTok rewards it or Instagram rewards it. Have some pride.
No, I agree with you.
Natalie Cuomo is just yelling at a guy. It should not be a viral moment.
But you'd be surprised, though, and she's just the one off the top of the head, right? Mm-hmm. There are so many clips of so many comics doing the same shit.
Of course, Steve Hofstetter sucks. He's been doing it for 15 years like that. Steve kills Hickler. It's like, no, you didn't. You asked him to heckle you. Then he said something Jewish, and you kicked him out without any punchlines because it was anti-Semitic. Like, it's so
he destroys Heckler. Dude.
It destroys Heckler.
But that's what society has rewarded.
Yeah,
unfortunately. And the crazy part about you bringing up Hofstetter is he's been doing this before TikTok and Instagram.
He sucked longer than Instagram rewarded it. He should be killed. It's insane.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but he's just such a toward.
Metaphorically.
Tell us how you really
feel.
I'm being honest.
Metaphorically.
Yeah, and I'm not afraid.
It's just he was doing it before that. So it's like when people see Crowdwork videos, like the clips of it, like we see, aren't new. It's been around.
I'm just criticizing. I'm not disagreeing with you at all. I think it's totally true. But like, if you told me Zhao Ying Sommers was a spy hired by the feds to fucking like infiltrate comedy and report back to her leader, I would believe that more than that people believe she's a stand-up comedian. She should quit. Someone needs to stop Zhao Ying Sommers.
Bro, who hurt you?
Nobody hurt me, dude. Just being honest. And instead, we're all playing along like Zhao Ying's really, really good. It's like, no, that none of them are good.
Well, you're always They're going to be people.
They're terrible.
That is insane. I think the thing is this: you are always going to have comedians, mainly, who are just like, "Hey, you're great. Can I ride your coattail?" No matter what.
100%.
Whether people are good, bad, whatever.
Yeah.
And especially when they hit a level of success quickly.
Yeah.
So Zhao Ying popped. Boom.
She didn't pop. She spent her Chinese money to infiltrate these comedies. It's like, what if I pay you to let me headline the weekend? And they're like, we'll do that.
Jesus Christ. I don't think that's what happened.
Loose lip today, dude.
I'm just being honest. I wanted to talk about wrestling, but if we're going to talk about
we can go to wrestling.
If we're going to talk about the watered down comedy industry that we're in right now, I could go for days.
Let's talk about the good ones at Crowdwork. Let's do that instead.
There's some good ones.
Yeah.
I think Bob Zaney was one of the originals.
Okay. Rick Ingram's amazing.
Ian Bagg is phenomenal.
I think Jeff Arcuri's pretty good too.
Did Rodman used to talk to the crowd? Is
Dennis?
No.
Jesus Christ.
I'm just joking.
I loved it because it was, for a half a second, I was like, he's sincere.
No.
Also a wrestler.
Yeah.
Rodman was on Last Comic Standing, one of the years. I don't know which
Yeah,
one.
I was wondering if he was a Crowdwork guy, but I don't think he is. I don't really remember.
Jeff
Trying to think
Arcuri,
else.
I love Jeff.
But so when you see good crowd work, then you get it.
Yeah.
And those are the what they should reward. But everybody's chasing that. And so then that's why there's a lot of shitty just people putting up whatever clips.
It's the Matt Rife effect.
But also
like,
the
anytime something is great, this transcends all.
Also, shouts out Nate Jackson. This is a great crowd work.
Love Nate Jackson. It transcends. This is all of art I'm speaking of now. So the bad thing about someone great like Banksy's a genius and a political commentator, like a really, really brilliant individual. But for every Banksy, there's 1,000 fuck-offs who are inspired by Banksy,
Of course.
who go out and make
Yeah.
a bunch of dog shit graffiti, or they think they're making a statement, and they're just terrible. So, like, take Dane Cook, for example. He was the biggest comic in the world. I mean, there was literally no one bigger, and he was doing something different in a way. Like, he was taking stand-up, but he did it in his own way. And then you got, like, 1,000, or no, not 1,000, probably like 1,000,000 knockoffs of Dane Cook, including me. Like, I was part of the Dane wave, where I got into stand-up, because I was like, I wanted to be like Dane Cook. If you saw me at the open mic, like, I was
Big
doing all
act
my
outs
jokes.
and-
Like,
Yeah.
I was, like, slouching and sitting, doing all the mannerisms Eliza Schlesinger steals from Dane Cook. And so I was part of the Dane wave, right?
Yeah.
Well, there's like a Matt Rife wave. You know, there's like a Matt Rife wave
Yeah.
of all. Matt Rife does crowd work. He does a really good job of marketing it, posting the clips, getting the views, becoming a gigantic celebrity. But now, for every Matt Rife, there's 9 million shitty crowd work real people. And that's all that I'm really commenting
the
on.
worst,
It's like,
the worst ones are the people who pay to boost the shitty reels.
oh, God.
When you see those
Jiao
boost-
Yang again, you
Christian.
know? Yeah.
No, I just let my shit. I just let my shit flop. I let that shit flop.
I just saw shots coming everywhere. Pop, 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 pop.
This is a very hostile
Environment.
I'm not. No, it's not hostile.
Not hostile.
This
No.
is the
Towards me,
honest
Josh.
zone. If you don't want to
No,
be
no,
in it, let's not be in it. I'll make fun of black comics too. Gary Owen sucks.
I thought he was gonna say something else.
Yo, you are the lousiest goddamn person. Let me tell you something.
He's
That's
like,
a twofer right there. That was a fun.
That was a twofer right there. Because
He's not black, but also wait, he's my friend.
he's like, I don't even know Gary Owen. But like, I think a lot of black comics have finally been like, when it comes to Gary especially, be like, yo, your whole career has been off pandering off black people.
Yes.
We know he was married to a black woman. Yes, that's a thing. But like, you aren't that person until you get on stage.
so is he not that person when you're just hanging out with him in the green room
I
or
don't
whatever?
know. This is what I've heard. These are again. I
Yeah,
can't speak
yeah.
from personal experience with him. I just know I've watched the pushback he caught on social media.
Yeah, of
From
course.
comics who was like, "Yo, this ain't you," and I'm like, "Oh,
Interesting, yeah.
It's
It's like
it varies.
I think that there's a I don't know if the right word, thirst or desire, or there's people want just honesty. That's what we want.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways, black people only fuck with me because I'm just honest. And then they go like, we don't like him or what he's doing, but at least he's being honest.
Well, let's take this one thing out the equation. Let's take us being comics out of it, because we're going to have, to an extent, a purist view of this game.
Right, for sure.
If we love it.
I'm very snobby about
We're going to
that.
be snobby about it because we love what we do
Yeah.
and we love what this is. When you take the comic part out of it, this is just to the regular people who are buying tickets.
Sure.
They don't give a shit about
100%.
that. And that's the thing I think a lot of comics have to come to terms with.
Yeah.
It's not about, yes, if it was about us,
Right.
it'd be almost a big ass
Whole different
legit
system.
fraternity.
Yeah.
We'd be, weeding people out left and
No,
right.
you nailed it, yeah.
If it was up to us as comedians, but it's not.
It's also the only thing I'm super snobby about is stand-up comedy. Everything else, I'm like, oh, it was a fun movie. Or
I'm snobby as shit about pro wrestling. I will admit.
and that's why I don't enjoy talking to one of our mutual friends, Johnny LaQuasto, about wrestling,
Love
because
Johnny.
the way I am about stand-up comedy
Yeah.
to talk to it is the way Johnny is
He is
about
about
wrestling.
wrestling.
So I'll be like, I fucking hate that guy, and he's like, he'll use his real name. Oh, Steve back in the locker room, he's actually a really good guy. I go, I don't care. I'm talking about the promo he did that was terrible. He goes, well, he's just got into the. I go, God damn it, Johnny. Like, I just want to watch wrestling the way these viewers are listening to this
Yeah,
and going,
so
why is Jeff
so you
shooting
see, yeah.
on some place?
I think that's a hard thing to disassociate too. It's like when you know a person,
Yeah.
especially in pro wrestling, because in front of the camera, when that mic's hot, that's one person,
Right.
But when they're back in the locker room or you just hanging out, that's a completely different person. Also, it's not like wrestling used to be back in the 80s and 90s, where this thing called kayfabe was real.
Right.
Where like if you would see an Undertaker back in 94, 95, you were like, oh, this dude is like this 24/7.
Yeah, I'm trying to think when that it first happened, like in the 80s. It made the news that a bad guy was in the same car as a good guy, leaving the venue, like because comics famously travel together from gig to gig. Because Vince has made it normal to just make them have to do all their own things as independent contractors. But like basically, I think it was like Hillbilly Jim and the Iron Sheik or something like that were like in the same truck, just trying to get to a venue.
They do such a good job of story building to make it look like these guys hate each other.
Made the
that
news.
You think like there's
people were
no
like
way.
They're in the same car,
Yeah,
like they couldn't.
that's true.
So it was like actual breaking news that wrestling is proven to be fake. Because look, they were in the same car, and so yeah, that was like a huge thing. I would love to talk to you about this. I'm not enjoying, even though I'm enjoying pro wrestling right now, I'm not enjoying like the post interview things where they're so loosely talking about the industry part of it. So like The Rock will be like, well, you never know what's going to happen. And you're like, why are you doing that?
But you got to remember, you're talking, but see, that's an anomaly. The Rock is an anomaly to it because you're not only talking about The Rock, you got to remember this is still Dwayne Johnson, one of the biggest action stars in the world. And this is also now Dwayne Johnson, board member of TKO, who's promoting the product.
All right, then forget The Rock. Take that example out. Every single wrestler has a Twitter account. And you have to always decide whether the tweet is about them getting muffins at some place on tour or if the tweet is about how they're actually mad at Tiffany Stratton. So it's like they're all breaking it.
First of all, did you just go there?
Do you know what I'm saying?
First of all, she's pissing her for real.
But that's, you don't know. And they're so like weird about what is it's gotten weirder now with
Jeff,
tweets and the interviews.
It's the evolution of the business,
and
I
hate change.
We were just talking about that earlier.
He started it.
But that's what it's the evolution of the business. Yeah. Like it just talks about like with us when we talk about stand-up comedy and clips and trying to go viral and chasing the algorithm. It's the same thing. You build up these social media followings and people come and go to these venues to see these wrestlers. Now the problem is so many people follow these wrestlers, they develop this parasocial relationship and think they know people. Yeah. You have the unfortunate situation that happened to Sonya Deville, Asuka, and all these people finding out where people live, sending stuff to their house, going to their homes. Like, no, you don't know me. You don't know this person like that.
Yeah, social media has done a really weird thing where people feel really connected to people that they follow and like part of their life, and it can be dangerous.
Also, it's definitely made the expectation of all those things higher. Like just in general, of like back in the day, you went to James Dean's movies, and that's it. You didn't know what James Dean ate. You didn't know and he was just this really talented actor. You wouldn't even know his sexuality. You just knew like what he was on the screen. Yeah. And if in the highly unlikely scenario that you would ever see him in real life, you would never expect a picture with him or expect him to sign something. Whereas now, like, that person must be a piece of shit. They didn't even follow me back on. So he's like, why would he follow you back?
Doesn't even know you.
Yeah. So there's like, it has really heightened the expectation. I'm very, I don't know a good word for it. I have a high tolerance for people like that in real life. So I've kind of gotten a good reputation. Like, oh, after the show, Jeff took photos with everyone and he talks to everyone. My tolerance is just higher than other people's. But their expectation is so, but I mean, I'll go to like the Grove and the people will be like, hey, blah, blah, and I'll sit there and talk to them and take the pictures and do it. So anyways,
you're very friendly.
It's very tough for I like the expectation of, I saw Seth Rollins and he barely said hi to us, and it's like he took the photo, he signed your kid's thing, he's like, what more do you want from these fucking people?
I'm gonna speak on behalf of pro wrestlers for those who don't know. If you
all
see a
pro wrestlers,
not all, just about a
Every
majority.
one of
the
them.
people the wrestlers who watch will understand this. Wrestlers have regular lives.
Right.
Look, if you catch a wrestler at 5 a.m. at the airport, they do not want to take. You lucky they even talk to you.
Yeah, nobody wants to take that.
They don't want to take a picture with you. If you see them out with their family,
they're coming down from the drugs. They don't want to talk to you.
Like seeing. Like, I know some people, like, they'll catch Becky or Seth out because they live in the SoCal area. And it's like, if they're out as a family,
I know.
Leave them be.
I know. It's tough.
Leave them be. If you see, like, if you're out of I did the Jericho Cruise. And, of course, everybody is together. Wrestlers and everybody. Now, all the wrestlers know yo, everybody's
what you
here.
signed up for.
This is what you signed up for. But there's certain areas, as you know, like there's this main stage, and then there's an area, backstage area, where talent, everybody can just hang out to watch the show, but be separate from everybody.
Escape it, yeah.
Right. I was sitting there talking with MVP and Nick Nemeth. We sitting there talking. We just having a regular conversation about something, and I'm seeing fans just staring, waiting on Nick or MVP to turn around.
Yeah.
So you be like, can I get a picture? And just stare. And I'm like, do y'all not realize how uncomfortable that is?
It's so weird, yeah.
Like, stop doing
They're
it.
like zoo animals.
Yeah,
I mean,
people.
It's just so
they,
bad.
they're celebrities, you're fans, et cetera, et cetera. But they are allowed to have regular lives and have fun. That doesn't mean they always gonna shun the shit out of people. Because like, yo, they want to be like, hey, I'll take this picture, cool. But after a while, it's like, all right, I'm taking 2 pictures.
Yeah.
Jay Cutler, a famous football player, was one of my favorite stories ever. Before our lives got entangled a bit, but he had this great. There was this great story about how like this fan was eyeballing him at a steak restaurant, but didn't like want to interrupt him. And then he saw Jay Cutler go to the bathroom, so he gets up and goes to the bathroom, thinking that's where he would. So while Jay Cutler's pissing, this guy goes to like the urinal next to him. Was like, "Hey man, I didn't want to bother you while you were with your family, but you know I'm a huge Bears
Figured
fan."
this would be better.
Because I'm a huge
You with your dick in the hand.
Yeah, he's literally pissing. And he goes, "I'm a huge Bears fan. I'm a huge, I went to Vandy also. You were like a rock star there." While he's in his little speech that I'm sure he's kind of prepared a little, Jay Cutler just puts his head back while he's pissing and goes, "Don't care."
Hey,
So savage.
and here's the thing: they're gonna be, there's gonna be some people like, oh, he should have done that. He absolutely,
Yeah, it's the
Yeah.
best, dude. Don't care.
Don't care.
Leave me alone.
So savage.
Oh, that's funny.
Always been one of my favorite things. I
It's
wish
hard. It's got to be hard too, because when you get to that level, you're like trying to balance of like how much do I let these people into my life on
yeah.
social media, and how much do you put up with?
Oh, yeah.
So you're not an asshole, but it's got to be a lot. Like the
I
more
think-
famous you are, and the more you get bothered,
Oh, yeah.
like
Well, it's actually I'm boys with Robert Horry for the
Yeah.
Lakers.
Yeah.
And he's
Big
got
shot
more.
Rob.
He's got more. Big shot Bob. He's got more more rings than Michael Jordan. And so one time
I don't like how you threw that little subtle jab in real
What
quick.
about more than Jordan?
Yeah, it's a bad.
Then it's not the same. You know it's not the same.
I know it's not. But
Yeah. Robert
way
knows it's
more
not the
than
same
Jordan.
either. No, but he does like mathematically. He has more rings. Than
Yes,
Jordan.
he
He's
does.
a very great
He
player.
does, yes.
He's. I mean, like I can't think of a better number 2 guy in my opinion. I'd rather have Robert Horry than Pippen or whatever, and we could go all around.
Yeah,
this,
yeah,
but
yeah,
it doesn't
yeah.
matter. The point is, I'm having one of these mushy moments with Robert where I was like, dude, like you should get I think you're so underrated. I think you're rated, and I think that's whatever, and I think people will appreciate how good you are, but I think you should be more famous. And he goes, Jeff, I'm so happy. And I was like, what do you mean? He goes, I got the championships. Oh, I have the respect of my peers. Also, when I go in public, I see guys like you who give me love, and but they don't bother me much. I can go to the theater with my daughters. A few people say hi, and then I get to live my life. He goes, I'm friends with Jordan, and he can't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like and so like
Be a
he's
lot.
like really appreciates that like that's the level that he's kind of at, and so
Yeah.
like I don't know why I brought that up.
I partied with
we were
Ro-
talking about just like being
Just
like
being out, yeah, being out.
being able to have your
balancing that life.
yeah.
I partied with Big Shot Bob in San Diego like 10, 15 years
Nice.
ago. Bottle service.
Dude, he's the best.
Like
man.
just it was great.
He's
he was
such
so
a
nice.
good guy. He always comes up and he goes, my favorite comedian. And I was like, my favorite basketball player. Just because
Yeah, it's dope.
yeah, I'm definitely not his favorite comedian, but he knows I like to hear it. You know, so he's like my favorite comedian.
It's also like that because I work heavy in the nerd world.
Yeah.
You know, done all this nerd stuff for years. And like going to San Diego Comic-Con, bruh, sometimes you want to meet the fans, people that have interacted with you online
Yeah.
and stuff like that. But then there's other times you're like, hey man, it's too many of y'all right now.
Right.
Y'all,
Yeah.
Or also, hey man, bathe. Like, bro,
Yeah.
I can't tell you. Look, and I don't mean to say it like some people some people don't know. You know if you smell like you want to be alone.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know it. And I've had fans, and I've many other personalities online in the nerd world tell you, we've had fans who they may be the sweetest people in the world.
Yeah.
And they want to hold a conversation with you. And you're like, I can't hold my breath this long.
In that nerd world, autism is heavy, dude. And in the wrestling world, autism is heavy. Yeah.
And it's stand up.
I know, and it's stand.
But you know what the thing is? I think because the term autism is relatively new, right? It's always been around. We just see what it is.
We just called it nerds back in the day.
You were nerds, you were special, you were slow.
Right.
All these different other terms we used.
Yeah, it is funny. Like my rule is like I've got a very low tolerance for haters, a very low tolerance for like mean people, but a very high tolerance for anyone that likes me. So it's like if someone's gonna leave their day to come over to me and be like, man, I love your stuff, then I'm like, what the I can't imagine leaving my lunch to walk up to another grown man and go like, dude, I just love what you're doing. So for someone to do that, I'm always like, I gotta give this person as much as I can.
I agree.
But then I seem somewhat unapproachable when I talk on these things because they go, oh, I wouldn't want to mess with that guy. It's like, no, like I'm nice.
I know 8 people that are like, Jeff Dye's an asshole. And I was like 72% of the time. And like 72.
But it's just like,
You're very approachable in public.
Yeah, I'm nice to the people who approach me, but like
especially if she's a hot chick, you could approach him.
If you're a hot chick,
no problem.
Jeff don't give a damn what's going on in his life. You're a hot chick. He's like,
approach.
He's like, excuse me, sir. I'll talk to your child later.
Approach
I'll
away.
leave the girl I'm on lunch with.
Yo.
Yeah, I'll be like, hey, there's a new one here.
I got a question for you guys. 2-part question, kind of. Why do you think? I mean, I think I know why the audience loves Crowdwork so much. Why do you guys think the audience loves Crowdwork? First of all,
because it's a trick, and a trick. So the same thing with like improv comedy, right? Like when you go see improv comedy, the only reason the crowd is so into it is because they're thinking of this off the top of their head. Okay. Like it seems like unimaginable to them.
Gotcha.
So for them, when like people see Crowdwork, in their minds they're going, "This guy's really funny." To just be thinking of that off the top of his head.
Okay.
And so that's what makes it a trick.
Gotcha.
Is that like even our jokes are tricks. Right, they're thinking like, oh, this like there's the kind of this idea that it's coming up, like that we're just,
making it up.
Yeah,
saying it for the first time.
But Crowdwork, they know that we're making it up.
Yeah,
yeah.
I think it's the I'm part of the show thing.
Yes, for sure.
Okay,
it's the I'm part of the show. So you see people like, oh man, that was a regular person. They got to be part of the show, even if they don't see the person, right? They just hear it. So then they think, if I go to a show, this
I get to be part. I get to be
part of it.
Okay.
And the problem with that is
an attention thing.
There's a lot of comics that do not need you, don't want you to be involved at all, except for laughing.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, and I think a lot of people forget that, like, your job as an audience member legit is to just laugh and maybe, listen along, not to fully interact unless I ask you the question that requires an interaction. Most things we say on stage these are just rhetorical.
Yeah, because a lot of comics, if you say something on stage, it'll derail everything they're trying to do.
Yep.
And they can't handle it.
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like talking to them.
Okay, and then part 2 is, why do you think social media rewards those clips so much?
Easy to views, the numbers.
But why do you think the numbers are so good? Because people think it's something that's the trick? Is that
whole thing of, your phone knows how long you've been staring at stuff?
Yeah.
It's the same with social media. So your phone knows, okay, you found a Crowdwork clip, you watch this. So what it'll do is, the way its algorithm is programmed, it'll send you another one just to see.
Right.
Just to see.
But I think that like maybe it's because
But why?
proof of concept. Like Matt Rife did it. It worked really great.
Okay.
Right? Because I mean, like that's got to be it. Because like why is that the thing?
But Matt's here's one thing.
Originally, we were posting Crowdwork clips because you didn't burn material.
Yeah, you
like,
didn't
that
burn
was the
material.
original
Yes.
idea.
That was the original idea.
But then he became so famous. I mean, like no matter how anyone feels about Matt Rife, like it's really incredible what he's done.
Yeah, I mean, I know he's been doing it for a while, but he came super famous over like 2 years.
He has not been doing it for a while.
No,
he's been doing it, even if
Matt's been doing it for. The thing was, Matt's been doing it for a while. It just
like 10 years or something.
Yeah, like so. You can say a while.
mean, yeah,
to
but
become
that's
the most
not
famous comedian in the world
because it just the one thing he did.
Wild.
Absolutely. The one I always said it because I got much love for Matt. The one thing he didn't want to do was the thing that blew him up. He never wanted to be on social media. Matt will tell everybody the story. Like Matt, Eric Griffin, all the people that know him close, Paul, all us, he never wanted to be on it.
Really?
And then somebody said, yo, you got to post this clip. And it was that one clip. Now it also helps that one clip went viral. Matt's an attractive dude.
Yeah, there's all these little other variables.
The variable became attractive.
But I will say that like it's so impressive to like sell out arenas.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I mean, like before that, I mean, like I guess Burt did it and Schultz did, these kind of guys did it a little bit before Rife. But like there was a time when I started comedy, there was only like 3 people that have ever sold out arenas. It was like Steve Martin, Andrew Dice Clay, and like Dane Cook was like the new one.
He went back to the forever times ago.
Well, that's how like how rare it was. Like you'd go, what do you mean sold out an arena? Like, you couldn't believe it. Like WrestleMania struggles to sell out arenas.
Yeah,
Like
I get what you're saying.
one guy with a microphone going, "Hey, what's with the gym?" Like that's insane.
Yeah.
And so like for him to do it with only a 10 or 11 year career, or whatever it is, I don't know the exact number. And I mean, I think most of that time he wasn't really digging into stand up as much as he was like, I'm on Wildin' Out, and I'm gonna make produce a show, and
But I
like
think that's the thing too. And I'm sorry to interrupt. You got to remember that out here, you have to do that.
right.
You know this as much as I do.
It's impressive.
You
man.
have to be. You can't just be a stand-up comedian in LA.
Yeah.
If you're in New York, you can absolutely just be a
Right.
comedian.
I wish I would have just been a stand-up comedian earlier.
Yeah, you
None
just
of
got to
that
be a
shit.
comedian.
No acting?
No, because it's just like, I mean, I got to LA and started doing TV shows and reality things and hosting all these different things. And then like, I remember having like kind of, I mean, obviously it was, my mental breakdown helped, and then fucking also mushrooms and all the other things I give credit to like kind of waking me up. As I was going, why am I here?
Doing the TV.
I didn't want to be an actor. Like, why did I do this?
Got you.
All I've ever wanted to be was a comedian, and I'm pretty good at it. And then now I'm sitting on a trailer pretending I'm married to some lady and memorizing lines that some writers wrote, and I go, how did this happen?
Didn't it
Felt
pay
like-
well enough to put
No.
up
To
with
make
it?
you forget about it for a second?
No, but everyone had told me, Jeff, that's how you sell tickets, and it's just because my agents wanted me.
But
to
it
be,
didn't translate.
My agents saw date bait, and they're like, he'll be a leading man, and we'll get rich off of
Gotcha.
him. But I didn't want to be an actor. I didn't go to like theater school. I wasn't like, and I it's me. I did it. I'm not blaming anyone else. But I was sitting in that trailer going, Jeff, you didn't want this. This isn't what you wanted. You want to like be buried on a Hulu show called Grocery Store Guys for 6 years where no one watches your show, and you got $10,000 checks coming in a week, but everyone, and you got to go, you should watch my show, and everyone goes, we don't even watch Hulu, and who the fuck are you? And
Yeah.
like, so like it's this kind of trap you get put in. Like, make sure what you're doing you want to do. I'd rather work at Best Buy for 6 years than be on some stupid show
That's not true.
that nobody watches.
But I think it depends. Like you just said it. It depends on what you want to do.
Yeah, that's what
and
it is.
and why you're doing it. Again, for me, I went from pro wrestling to stand up and never thought stand up was a thing. You give me a microphone in the ring, I can talk regardless. But I never thought, I'll be on stage telling jokes.
Yeah.
But then telling jokes for a while after my neck injury I had back in the day opened the door to start acting. And I was like, well, I guess I can do this. I've played a good guy and a bad guy in the ring.
Yeah, wrestling's acting.
Wrestling's acting. And then those doors start opening. Now, I had another element added to it that some people don't have until later on. I already had kids. So for me, always, when I'm busting my ass, it's, all right, not just making money for me. I got to make sure they're okay.
Sure.
My son and daughter are good. So in that regard, like, yeah, don't get me, you put me on a bullshit show on Hulu for 6 years, my daughter's taken care of. My
Right.
son's taken care of.
Well, that's a good way to look at it. Yeah.
Is Grocery
I'm just
Boys...
talking as like a single familyless
That's a,
dreamer.
yeah,
I'm a dreamer.
that's a completely different thing.
Yeah, I didn't dream to be on, fucking waiter on Breaking Bad. Like, that's not a victory for me. Like, my victory is like, I get to say exactly what I want. I'm beholden to no one.
Yeah.
I've got there's no advertiser that goes, Jeff, you got to cut that one part out where you said something about Jews. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Like, I can say whatever I want.
You want to just delete me out the
Yeah, I'm truly free, like,
Yeah.
and so I get to do stand up. I
Yeah.
get to make jokes. I get to have fun, and so I totally get that element. I was just speaking for
Absolutely.
me. For
no,
sure.
I just was giving the other side of it.
Yeah.
Real
for
quick
sure.
question. Is Grocery Boys, whatever, are they hiring by any chance? Dude, I'll fucking do Grocery Boys.
Well, but like, do you want to be an actor? You don't seem to be doing anything.
I
that
mean,
you-
I don't... Yeah, I feel like... I mean, I would.
People that want to be actors
I
are
haven't,
doing like
but-
plays because they're like, I just love acting.
No, I don't want to do that.
And when I know, but like they're for $0, and they're just
Yeah.
they're doing plays,
no, I
don't
and,
wanna work.
and they go, "Oh man, I got to be, Cinderella or Othello or Captain Hook." Or
No,
something.
I would rather do
And then when they
acting.
book a real movie, they go, "Holy shit, I get to be on on a real crew with a real director." I don't
Yeah.
respect the art of acting
I
that
got
way.
you.
I should be doing. When I go to stand up, I'm like, "Do you guys know the fucking history of Vinnie Brand? Like all my heroes."
Yeah.
Talked shit and drank with Vinnie Brand in the green room, Patrice, Greg Giraldo, all those guys. Like, I am like truly grateful when I'm in the stand-up. I really love that. I'm in the right spot. Yeah, like Paul Walter Hauser's a good example.
I love Paul.
The dude is one of the greatest fucking actors I've ever shook hands with. I think he won an Academy Award for Robert Jewell, or was at least nominated.
He was just nominated, I think.
Yeah, maybe he's nominated, but
Yeah.
like I'm telling you, like he is an incredible actor. Guess what Paul Walter Hauser wants to do? Wrestle.
Oh yeah, that's right.
He's just done it. Yeah, he's been doing it for a while now.
1 year. He's been in wrestling for 1 year.
That's who
He's
we
already
met the other
making
night.
up his finishing move. He's already like, you see when you talk to Paul about wrestling, his face lights up.
Mm-hmm.
And something happened in the last few years where he was like, I could do that. Wait, I can do that. I've made enough money that my family's good.
And that's
like,
what it is.
And it's like, I see it as a goddamn tragedy. I'm like, dude, get in these movies. You're absolutely brilliant. You're incredible. But Paul's doing what Paul wants to do.
Yeah.
And I love that.
I'll use somebody on a flip side example. Jericho.
Yeah.
Chris has an amazing
One of my
career.
favorite careers.
Chris has an amazing career. Legit Hall of Famer wherever they decide to do it. But Chris was like, all right, I've done all this. What am I going to finally do and devote a lot of real time to? My band.
Yeah, he loves music.
He loves music.
Yeah.
And I think once you become accomplished enough where the machine is running for you regardless now.
Right.
Because that's where Paul Walter Hauser is. The machine's running for him regardless.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to worry about it. He doesn't have to audition. People are offering him roles.
Yeah.
We want you for this. We want you for that.
Yeah.
His agents are just like, this is how much it's going to cost. Cool. But while we're doing all of that, this is what I'm doing to have fun, to have my life. This is my job. This is my hobby that I love.
Yeah. I think that everyone should like not get lost in the, oh, well, they're paying me $300,000 a year, but
Yeah.
I hate my job. It's like, all right, well, yeah, it's like life goes too fast, man.
That's
You're
the only
not gonna
reason I
get-
haven't done like SI covers and stuff is I don't want to fall into that trap.
Hey, man,
Yeah, you don't
Josh,
wanna
I
be
believe
stuck,
you.
dude.
Yeah, I
Damn,
don't
man,
want to get
Josh,
stuck,
I believe
dude.
in you, brother.
What's an SI
Yeah.
cover?
Sports Illustrated
Sports
cover.
Illustrated.
Yeah. They're putting big girls in it now. So
Whoa,
Josh,
hey!
What's wrong with that?
What's wrong
nothing.
with that, Jeff? Big
nothing.
girls
That's
too.
why
Give me
Josh is got his
Should we,
hopes.
I found Josh the love of his life the other day.
Where?
This guy out of nowhere just sends me a picture of him with 4 girls. And it's like, you wish you could do this.
No,
I was like,
all
what?
I said was you wish, just because I wanted to be
Yeah,
a
bro.
boss.
Just right, you
Yeah.
wish.
No, I
Your
don't.
instinct when you're with 4 beautiful women is to rub it. in
Just
his
rub it in
face.
Josh Nelson's
Yeah.
face.
Also, he looked like he got photoshopped in the thing. He wasn't even talking to any of them.
No.
Yeah, bro. He was like so far ahead of them.
I was sitting right in front of them. They
It
were
looks
behind
like
me.
he asked his friend to go sneak a picture with him sitting in front of him. That's
They were
what it
like
looked like.
posing with me.
When I coached Special Olympics, they would always do that. These like mentally challenged guys, they see everyone else taking photos with it. So there's this one guy, he would be like, he always did it. He'd be like, come take a photo with me with these girls. And so I'd always walk around. And the girls were always nice because they're mentally challenged guys. But like, he would go, can I get a picture with you? And the girls would always say yes. They thought it was the cutest thing in the world. But he didn't even have a phone. So like, it would just be me taking it. There's no way to send it to him.
Oh,
There's
the picture the picture
just
never
why?
has.
He just saw us. He sees people take photos with each other. He goes, "That's friendship, and that's whatever." you know?
that's so
like
funny.
in his
He has the
brain,
memories.
Yeah, in his brain, he's just like, "I want to go up to those hot chicks and then go tell."
That's so funny.
Oh, that is a strange picture, Christian. Go ahead.
Yeah, you
Click
do
He
on
look
doesn't
it.
like
even
you
look
were
like he's
legit.
in it.
Yeah, you do legit look like you were photoshopped in there.
Marco's not great.
You
at
wore a
taking
hoodie to the club.
It looks like he was like having a bad trip, and the girls just sat behind him to make
Yo,
fun of him.
how messed up was how humid was the environment that screen looks like a
What is
a
wrong?
haze.
There was all like smoke in it.
You
and
know,
everything.
Bobby
bottle
bottle
service.
service,
And the reason I
dude.
wore a hoodie to the club was because I went to go film something. I wasn't planning on going to the club. Like I was like,
Surprised they let you in wearing that.
yeah, that was at the Dream Hotel, and then we went to Zook. I don't know
Okay.
even
Cool.
know what the fuck that is. Josh did kind of have a good comeback for once, so I was
Nice, dude.
I
You
had
got
to-
a picture with 4 girls that aren't gonna talk to you.
Okay. Woo.
Got him.
That's aggressive.
That's what I wrote.
But he liked it. He laughed. right?
Yeah.
It was hysterical, yeah.
We
You
got
wish is
we got like
funny, though.
15 minutes. Should we get a couple
Let's
of
do
questions?
it. Let's do it. Jay,
All right.
you know how it works, right? We ask you how much to do a thing.
No.
You say what the price that you would do the thing.
Okay.
But be realistic because there is a possibility that our viewers will give you the money and then we'll film you do it.
Okay, let's see.
So just be honest. You know,
Okay.
like if it's $1 million, say $1 million. But
Okay.
This is always just a good first one that we used to do. How much to get in the ring against Mike Tyson? I know it's like after you saw that fight, so it might be a little less.
Still
the
see.
same.
No, because I've always thought about it. Everybody always asks that question.
Yeah.
How much get in the ring with Tyson? Now, here's the caveat. Am I just in the ring with him?
You got to try to throw a punch.
Okay, that's fine. Give me
Why
5.
is that always the fallback answer? Am I just in the ring with him?
Hey, brother, it's Mike Tyson. Let me tell you something. I watched those.
Tosh has a whole bit about this, I think, back from like 20 years ago. He's like, no one's going to pay to watch you run around. Also, you should be ashamed of yourself if you're going to run away from him. Everyone's like, wait, he's running?
I'm not running. Nope, I'm not going to run.
For 2
what
minutes.
I'm going to do is so look, the whole time I'm preparing for this moment, I'm going to find me an ancient Kumite trainer, somebody that's proficient in Muay Thai. Have him, let me finish. Let me finish. Have them bond my fist up with my forearms and keep beating them with canes till they get stronger. So this way, for 3 minutes, I'm just doing this shit.
Yeah.
Stop.
That's worse than fighting him, man.
wearing
The
him out.
training.
I know. Hey, brother, I know what to do.
Yeah. What we should do is tell him it's on, show him the money, have him do this training, and then be like, Mike
Oh, he bailed,
Mike
dude.
bailed
He bailed.
out.
Now I got these sore ass wolves.
Forearms are just rocked. Sorry, man.
Sorry, dude. The
Mike
money's
bailed,
out.
dude.
With
500K.
no Mike, no money.
The funding fell through, dude.
Oh no! You gave me a deposit
Yeah.
up front before doing this. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna need 50% in my cash app.
Yeah,
Not even.
okay. All right.
With us, you should, because the money's not reliable for that.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
So how much would it be?
500K.
500. Okay.
Because I already know what it is.
Yeah.
Mike's gonna win.
Mike's gonna win regardless.
Yeah, he's gonna beat all our asses.
How much? How much to do one of those slap boxers? Take a slap from one of those slap boxers.
3.5 million.
Oh, more than Tyson,
Hell yeah! You know why?
because you gotta wear it.
You gotta wear it,
Yeah.
and then every video I've seen of those dudes getting slapped, they play it in slow motion,
Yeah.
and all the parts of their face
Yeah.
shift
Slow
to a
motion.
whole nother side.
Also, we talk for a living. We're
Yeah,
all talkers.
you're not gonna hit me in the face now. I'm like, and
Yeah,
like what
and
did he
you
say?
have a neck injury.
Yeah,
and
you're not finna slap the alphabet up out of me backwards.
3.5 million. though. That's ridiculous.
What if it's a girl?
2.6. 2.6.
I mean, $1 million cash. You're not doing it.
Oh, $1 million cash?
Yeah.
$1 million cash. A woman? Yes, she slapped shit out of me. $1 million cash. Don't do. Hey man, I've seen. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna say this for myself, and I say this out loud a lot. I got field slave hands, and I'm not letting no white dude with sharecropper hands who was born on a farm and all he did was wrangle sheep and toss hay barrels slap the shit out of me. No.
I bet if we went for the
right, we
day and we watched all these guys get slapped and all this different stuff, I bet the price would go down for all of us.
Oh, you think it go down?
I would think if we saw it in person, like we would see it, like
Bro,
we would still hate it.
I
It would
disagree.
still suck.
Bro, every time I've
These
seen
are
the video,
everyday guys.
I know, but the first time the guy crumbled and passed out,
I know,
I'd be
but
like, never mind.
If we find him on social media right now, like he's fine. He's back in.
No,
and
that's
now,
what the
and now
pictures
you
say.
got millions
that's
of.
what the pictures say.
Yeah.
The pictures say. You remember how you said Christian was photoshopped today?
Yeah.
He is photoshopped living a regular life. That dude is eating out of straw right now. Fuck.
don't know.
I've seen those slaps. In
All right, what if
little-
it's not a white dude then? Would it be cheaper?
That ain't no better.
Yeah, no.
You're not gonna have somebody slap me with a
You
brush.
not know how
You
sports
said
work?
corn-fed hands. I
The
thought
black
maybe
guys are always better. What do you
I know.
mean? He's
Well,
gonna
he's-
slap him
You know,
hard.
I watched a black dude slap a dude in a contest, and it sounded like a gunshot.
Yeah, for sure.
I was like, absolutely, you are not finna shotgun
I'm
shell.
demanding a white guy slaps me.
Oh, that's
It has to be a
hilarious.
white
Okay.
guy if he's slapping me. Because it's
Okay.
gonna be. I don't want the black guy to do it. It's gonna hurt worse. They're
Well,
better.
he said corn-fed hands and all
yeah.
that stuff, so I thought maybe.
Man, I'm still.
All right, so those prices are pretty high. How much to are you married or single?
Single.
Or, okay, so if you go on a date, how much to wear your wrestling outfit on the date?
Oh, that'd be hilarious.
Oh, to wear my wrestling gear on a date?
Yeah, the first date.
First date, listen, I'm broke. I do that shit. I'm broke as shit. First date, give me $8K. I'm wearing them. I'm
8K. That's pretty high. I bet
8K.
that could be a viral moment.
8K boots
Be
and
like,
I
we
swear,
paid our boy Jay to go on his first date with his wrestling
Bro,
gear. That would go
boots
viral.
and, boots, knee pad, taped up everything.
He's so great.
I swear, bro, $8,000. Like, hey, bro, you got to go on this date.
Just going to Yamashiro and have some
Yeah.
dinner with some girl.
Appetizer comes out. He's cutting his head.
No, I ain't blading shit.
He's blading himself.
What I am gonna have is I'm gonna have a little thing of cocoa butter so I can keep oiling myself up during the day because I want to be shiny for whenever photo comes around.
Like Ahmed Johnson, Sean.
That was levels of shine. Got a thing of coconut oil, just $8,000. I'll be on the date,
man.
I'll lace my boots up. I'm telling, I
That'd
won't
be
even.
amazing. I think it'd be a funny viral
I
video.
won't
It
skimp on it. I bullshit you not.
Yeah. I wanted to come up with a character called Andre, the average-sized giant. Or no, Andre, the average-sized person. But it's just me as Andre.
Andre the Giant.
I was like, but what is
like,
this?
what? That's really funny, but I don't think we have 8K to come up
8K
with that.
is-
That's
that's
crazy.
How much for you to go on a date wearing wrestling gear? We picked the outfit.
Yeah, we picked the outfit though.
Dude, I think for a couple grand I would do that.
Yeah, it's funny.
just to go out with a girl in like a Hulk Hogan outfit.
Sad.
Nah, bro, you're not getting
The problem
No,
is
you're
Hogan
not
is
getting
too
Hogan.
easy.
Too recognizable.
recognizable.
the problem is you couldn't get me the date.
Yeah. No, we could.
Oh, I get you. We get you the date.
This guy always
Put
does
you around
that
this
shtick.
motherfucker looking like Adrian Adonis.
I'm like,
Oh,
no,
that'd be
guys,
amazing.
guys, I'll wear whatever as soon as I get the date. I'll be so excited.
I think Dusty Rhodes, the big, like just the singlet with the yellow
polka dots?
circles. Yeah.
yeah, baby, what's happening? It's American Dream.
Oh my
Guys
God!
Nelson,
Could you
baby.
imagine the poor girl when she sat down to dinner and you
Oh,
show
she'd
up?
be mortified. I actually hate that
That's
about
nothing new
wrestling,
for
that
you,
they
though,
just
Josh.
wear the trunks. I hate that about wrestling.
A lot of people just like, that you just want to show off.
It's so weird.
You just want to show off. So Josh,
That hasn't been an appropriate thing to wear to a pool in 20 years, and now it's like wrestlers still do it.
hey, Randy Orton was like, this is all I'm ever
I know,
wearing.
yeah.
Randy has
Stone
not,
Cold did it.
Austin did it. Randy did. Austin did just plain black too. Austin
Yeah.
said, I'm not adding no designs, no shit.
It's crazy.
So yeah.
Here's another one. How much to just wear pajamas to a job interview?
What's the job for?
Yeah, we also don't care about jobs.
Yeah, because let me tell you something. I'll throw on some Miles Morales pajamas in a minute. Don't play with me.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay.
So
You got to go get a job at the mall here and wear some pajamas for the interview.
I feel like that'd be very fitting.
I'd do that for $50.
Yeah.
No, I'll pay $50 right now. No, you
Do it.
wouldn't.
Well, because here's the thing. I don't need the job.
I know you don't, but you're
so
gonna
I'll
have
just
to.
be like, yeah, I'm fucking chilled, fucking have a little toothpick. They're gonna go, who's this guy?
The problem is with you, Jeff, is we're not even gonna be able to get you the interview, dude.
Yeah, right. I'm overqualified.
So for me, about let's say $300.
$300? Okay.
Yeah, because I don't give a shit about the job.
Right.
Yeah. All right.
$300. I'll be running smooth.
And I just never show up for the job. Be
No,
like,
of course.
Who cares
Yeah, you
if
don't
it
have to
goes
get the
well
job.
or not?
Because that's the thing. I'm gonna go to the interview and I'm gonna actually act like I'm here qualified to get this job. I am not. I'm gonna act like
I need this. I have
regular
kids.
clothes on. It just so happened. Look, I'm just gonna make up excuse after excuse. My daughter threw up on every pair of clothes I have,
Yeah,
and my
make up
daughter's 11.
something.
Like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
store. So look, I'm going serious.
They're gonna be like, we're giving you the job. You
Yeah, and
need
I'll
the
be like-
job. You're hired.
Yep.
There was a wrestlers. One of my favorite gimmicks was I got kids.
Oh, Heath Slater.
Heath Slater, yeah.
I got kids.
He had a shirt that said "I got kids," and so like he was like the losingest wrestler, like as far as the record goes.
that's
He was like-
funny.
and he's like, "Hey, I'm here to work. You know, I got kids."
That's so
Such a
good.
I got
great
kids.
premise.
That's good. All right, here we go. How much to go to a public pool and pretend the whole day you're a mermaid?
The whole day.
The whole day.
Yeah, you got to go while the sun's out. You got to just go and mermaid and fucking sit by the pool.
Oh, Jay would be a terrible mermaid.
Terrible. But, however, he would be. However, here's the advantage I have. Now, we'd have to act like, for me in my head, I need to set up. Shut up. I need to set up. I'm not even going to look up. Look down because I say this. Because it's going to be some bullshit I'm going to say. I need to set up in my head that it's a pool party. Here's why. Black people don't ever get in the pool at a pool party. So if I'm just as a mermaid chilling on the side, I'm good. I'm doing what I normally do. You know what I'm saying? At a pool party, I just got this dogs and shit.
Yeah, you
is going-
got that. People are bringing you drinks.
They
and
bringing me
shit, yeah.
drinks and just pour a little water on the tail every now and then so he don't dry out.
Somebody's like, did they just hire a mermaid?
Yeah.
Why did they hire a
What's the
mermaid?
coolest guy here? A fucking mermaid.
Where'd they get this seal from on the
Fucking
side?
guy.
This motherfucker- I'm just on the side of
Someone bring Jay a beer and some fish.
Would you be mad if instead we did a mermaid, it was like a walrus or a seal?
I mean, that'd be. Here's the thing, I want my
A mermaid
shiny,
with tusks. That'd
whole
be
time. Just,
amazing.
they like circling around.
Be amazing.
So how much money?
That would be like $30K.
Yeah, there you go.
30K.
Because it's
Damn
gotta go
it.
by.
It is
I wanted
humiliating.
that one to happen so bad.
I know you did. I know you did.
All right, how much for to go to a comedy show and you're going to do a set, but instead you do slam poetry at the comedy
And you
show?
got to write the poem.
And you got to write the poem.
Oh, $500.
$500.
$500. Man, look.
So the next time you're at the Improv, you'll go do slam
Hey,
poetry
you are really
for $500.
playing right now. hey, we got.
Well, they're gonna give you 100 too, so that's $600.
$600 to do slam poetry.
The crowd's gonna hate it.
And I'll never be back at the Improv.
Yeah.
You better put me one of these at a bar show. Like, yo, we booked Jay
It's gonna be the last time he ever performs
at
there.
the Improv. Yeah.
Craig Robinson does a thing where he'll do like a little slam poetry just for like a second. When he first came out, he was doing it for a while, and the crowd would only laugh really big because it was over, like at the absurdity that he was
how
going to
ridiculous it
do.
was.
Do slam
He
poetry.
would be like, "You're not for me." And then the crowd's like, ugh. Yeah, and then when he was like, "I'm just fucking with you," everyone's like, "Ah!" Like, then they,
Because they're like, I thought he was going.
yeah, they were like, "Oh no,
No, I'm just
we
saying
don't
what it
want to
is."
hear this."
That's too funny. All right, we got a couple more. How much to one of our favorites to just go silent for 3 minutes during one of your sets?
You can put it at the beginning, the end, or the middle, or wherever you want, but you have to pick 3 minutes to not say a word.
I talk a lot.
I know, so do I.
Damn, 3 minutes. Jesus, that is. I don't know.
You just got to pretend you're Christian doing comedy. So just
Bah, you just called it again.
Yeah, I don't know what I did to deserve
oh, you know.
Marco couldn't do 30 seconds silently.
Yeah, this is true.
Because he's so like, just like, he's everywhere up there. He's dancing.
3 minutes.
Marco
shouting.
couldn't do 30
Yeah.
seconds without
How long
going
is the
low.
set?
3 minutes. It's 15-minute set or whatever.
Oh.
Like the show you were doing the other night, whatever.
Yeah.
You know,
You
just
can pick a
gotta put it-
headlining set, but it doesn't matter. But you got to do 3
3
minutes
minutes.
of silence. I don't know how I do it.
I don't know how. I don't know them out. I don't know them out because I can't picture myself letting 3 minutes of me just
Yeah, even that counts. That's silence.
See?
Yeah.
just in my head just.
Looking at it.
Oh, okay. Here's the question. You just said 3 minutes of silence.
Yeah.
Nothing coming out of my mouth audibly.
Yeah.
No sounds or anything. Am I allowed to have a whiteboard?
Nope.
You
I
can't
mean-
communicate anything. Like maybe hand
No,
gestures
because a
and everything.
whiteboard is just talking.
Yeah. You can do hand
But it's
gestures
not
and
me
stuff.
talking.
Yeah, but it's got to be silent.
I am silent.
Yeah, I
I'm
think
interested to see what the hell you're going to do
Oh,
on a
but-
whiteboard
I
for
mean,
3 minutes.
Dimitri Martin used to do a whole
Yeah.
act with it.
Yeah.
Trying to think. Yeah, I don't think that counts. In fact, it would just be great. You'd find a way to make it great, and then we pay you to do some fucking thing.
So 3
The
minutes.
idea is just that silence.
No
is
whiteboard.
Man, I
So uncomfortable.
Do you think a minute? You guys do a minute?
I mean, obviously, it'd be easier. Still very difficult.
minutes easier. It's just it's
A long
nerve
time.
wracking.
I know.
Yeah.
It's
I think the way I
longest
would do
minute.
it would just pause into my notebook. I would just look at my notebook on the stool,
And don't say anything. Just
and
keep,
then be like,
and go
"Well,
right
actually, I
back to.
couldn't make that noise."
Well,
Yeah,
no, don't
yeah,
even
but
make
I
the
mean,
noise,
that's fine.
But
You
just
just
do
can't-
just do the finger. Just go.
Yeah, just keep going
But
back like
three-
I'm really looking for
Yeah,
it.
like you really
3
looking for-
minutes would be
So
3
long.
minutes. I don't know. A minute maybe. A 3
Minute I could do.
I don't think there's enough money for me because I can't do it. I can't get through 3.
too funny.
I can't get through 3.
So $500?
Absolutely.
Sounds right.
It's like, no, that would take. I'm gonna make the amount ridiculous. That would take at least 25,000.
Oh,
Jesus, that's the highest we've ever got. For
Ever.
Yeah, because I know I can't be quiet. I can't be
I
quiet
know.
for 3 minutes in regular life.
that. I'm gonna try it. I think soon.
I would love it. I want to see it so bad. All right, last question. How much to do a choreograph TikTok routine at the center of the mall? You just got to go like into the area, like down where like a bunch of people are at, and do a choreograph TikTok, and we'll act like we're filming you.
Do I get to pick? Do I get to pick the TikTok dance?
Yeah, whatever routine you want, man. Yeah, of course, dude. Yeah, of
Yeah, you didn't
course.
expect that was
That was a
positive.
great question.
Do I get to? Okay, here. Okay, for that, I do it because I know it's gonna go viral. In the middle of a mall, my big ass doing it. I'm doing it for 1,500. Here's why. Because the choreography I'm picking is the Peacemaker opening.
Nice.
I'm picking the Peacemaker open, so I'm around this motherfucker like, do you really want to?
Yeah, that'd be
I'm doing
great.
all that
all out.
just all out in the middle of the mall.
So if it's gonna go viral, why not do it for like 500?
Nope, you are not gonna get me for $500.
Come on, man.
Question. Fair
Josh
question.
ready to pull his $500 out
Yeah, he's
real
ready,
quick.
he's
Like,
ready.
So
I mean, what are we doing?
He's a salesman, and he's
You
also
know
the
it's
devil.
gonna go viral. I mean, why so much money? Make it cheaper, go viral. Let's
Cheaper
have
for
a good
you.
time.
cheaper for you.
for you.
We love you. Where
that
can
was
people
fun,
find
man.
you, my man?
You can find me on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, all the social media platforms. Mr. J Washington, MRJAY. You should know how to spell Washington.
Yes.
The Mad Titan podcast, where I get you all caught up on all the things happening in the Marvel and DC live action cinematic universes. And I'm traveling a lot. I'll be all around the country doing some stand-up shows.
Nice. Joshua.
Josh Nelson Comedy. This will come out. We'll be in Phoenix the next weekend. So
Yes.
come see that.
Those shows are almost already sold out.
Of
which
course
is
they
great.
are, yeah.
We might be adding a show, which would be good.
Yeah.
And come to Arizona and see us. All the other dates I'm doing, go to jeffdye.com. I'm going to WrestleMania this year. If anybody's going to WrestleMania, reach out to me, message me, text me, give me some ideas of what I can do. Maybe I'll meet you guys. All right. We love you guys. Thanks.
Thank you, guys.